programming is brought to you by Local Video Marketing. Although practice is important, I've been wondering lately just how long exercises like these can be effective, or drills like these, or these. What I'm getting at is the notion that traditional training might ultimately outlive its usefulness. Several very basic training principles come to mind here. Strength coaches have, for a long time, known that routines must be changed periodically in order to avoid plateaus or sticking points in their development. In other words, as the human body acclimates to a given exercise, that exercise begins to lose its effectiveness. Physiologists will also tell you that continued strength gains can only be achieved if the resistance against a given movement is gradually increased. Then, if I tried to describe the ideal hockey player, I'd likely put on my list physical attributes like strength, speed, agility with and without the puck, a certain athleticism, and efficiency of movement. Oh, and let me add one other scientific principle here, in that alternative methods of training will transfer to a player's game so long as the exercises closely simulate what a player has to do in his or her game. Of course, almost all serious hockey players are now deeply into weight training and plyometrics. There are also all sorts of ways to increase athleticism. When it comes to skating efficiency, might these exercises do the job even better than continued on-ice work? And how about borrowing ideas from world-class sprint coaches when we want to increase a player's straight-ahead speed? Talk about agility and quick feet. Football and soccer players have for years used exercises like these to develop moves that transfer awesomely to their games. And European hockey players, among some of the world's greatest puck handlers, spend their formative years performing exercises just like these. Then, returning to what we know about strength training, don't exercises like these make far more sense when it comes to developing a quick shot and the ability to pull the trigger at any time? Well, what do you think? Is it time yet to abandon those old pylon drills in favor of methods with far more potential? That's what I've been thinking and doing for quite some time now.
Supercharged workouts. More importantly, supercharged sets. Yeah, that's what I want to take you through today. You know, a band ascending resistance allows you to do a lot of cool things with regards to tempo changes and velocity changes, and that's what I'm referring to when I talk about supercharging your workout. Let me take you through 4 exercises that kind of work out really well to go ahead and start implementing this supercharged concept, all right? So let me come right back with you and let me show you what I'm talking about. One of the easiest exercises to go ahead and supercharge is your overhead press. Now, a lot of people call these thrusters, all right? Because you're not going to go through a full range of motion. You're going to work on exploding out of the hole. Now, the cool thing about it is with ascending resistance, you're pretty much doing that with all these exercises, because as you start to train with bands more often, you're going to start learning that, hey, if you don't bring it right away, you're going to probably have problems finishing the movement. Now, with thrusters, you're not going to really worry about the lockout part of it. You're going to worry about just exploding through and getting as many reps as you can, as quick as you can. Let me show you what I mean. Let's stand on the band and, like always, wiggle your feet around, get that band loose between your feet. Don't jam it up against the side of your foot, and more importantly, make sure the surface you're standing on isn't going to tear up your band. Let's go ahead and bring these on up, all right? So again, a normal overhead press, bang, see the lockout, getting it way overhead. But with a thruster, we're going to only hit right there, and we're going to come right back down. And you're going to work at explosion. So again, it's going to look like this. Breathing's important. Versus all the way up and locking out. So there's your thruster. Hey, go ahead, in between your shoulder press exercises, throw in a thruster to really jack up and supercharge that part of your workout. Squats are a beautiful thing. Yeah, they're grandfather of all movements. If you're not working on squats, it's probably because maybe you can't. But you know what? With bands, very often squats are a very viable option, okay, versus when you're using with dead weight. Now, when you're doing squats with dead weight, hey, resistance stays the same, so it's really hard to change speeds on that. But with bands, you can change speeds very quickly. Let me show you what I mean. We're going to take the bench. Now, the reason I'm going to use the bench is because I want to go ahead and set my distance. I want to make sure that I'm getting the same distance all the time. Now, you want to make sure your bench, you know, when you get down your bench, you can see I'm almost parallel when I get down. Now, when I start squatting, I'm going to be touching my butt. I'm going to be leaning forward a bit, so I won't get quite parallel, but that's okay. So what I'm going to do now is get into my front squat position. I'm going to load up the band, get it on up here. Now, traditional front squat, just going to touch and come back up. Now, you notice the band is stretched out. So the kinetic energy in this band right now is much higher here than it's going to be here. We're going to use that to our advantage. We're going to accelerate ourselves down, okay? This is a great way to do supercharged or tempo changes in the eccentric mode of the movement, or the eccentric phase. Let me show you what I mean. Set, boom, and you back up, back up. So how quick can you go and get down and back up? Hey, if you want to go ahead and hesitate, hold, then come back up. Hold, and come back up. Hey, quick, real quick. Now your goal is, how many can you get in like 10 seconds? Set. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you notice I'm not coming all the way up. I'm quick. I'm quick. I'm quick. I'm quick. I'm quick. I'm quick. And done. Woo. That's how you supercharge your front squats, guys. Work on quick movements. No, you won't get all the way up to the top, but that's not the objective. The other thing is, guys, you better have your squat movement ready to go. Because if you don't, if you're not good at it yet, you have no business doing fast eccentric movements. You're going to tear up your joints, you're going to tear up your knees. I don't want that. Make sure you've perfected the movement. But once you have, man, supercharge it, and let's see what you can do. Woo. Alternating chest presses. It's a great way to supercharge your workout. Yeah, because, you know, horizontal presses, we know right away are going to do what? Yeah, tax our core. So guess what speed's going to do? Take it up. Yeah, it's going to challenge it even more. So what you're going to find with horizontal chest presses and supercharging it, you're going to find right away that you're going to have to really go ahead and set your core. Now, I want to hesitate a moment and give you some suggestions. If you're going to go ahead and do fast chest presses, I want to explode out, control, explode out, control, explode out, control. Quick, quick. Control it coming back. I don't want to see you letting this thing jack you back, all right? Why? Because if your core is not tight, it means your scapula is not tight. If your scapula is not tight and stable, it means your glenohumeral joint, your shoulder joint is going to start getting hammered. If your glenohumeral joint's getting hammered, guess who's going to get hit the worst? Your rotator cuff. You have no business doing fast, eccentric, controlled movements and supercharging the eccentric phase of this exercise if you don't have all those in place, all right? So what you do, just work on the acceleration part. Yeah, if you're doing chest presses, just set yourself and go ahead, explode out, explode out. Notice the pace coming back. 1 1,000, 1 1,000, 1 1,000, 1 1,000. Quick, accelerate, switch your feet. Go parallel stance. Set, boom, control, boom, control. Look at how quick I can go ahead and move that, get that movement going. Now it brings me to another good thing about supercharged training. Guys, you don't need big bands. Just make sure that the band you're using, because if it is smaller, doesn't allow you to stretch it 3 or 4 feet. All right, 3 or 4 yards. You're going to set the tension and you're going to work on speed. Hey, last exercise to supercharge, man, is pulling. Yeah, pulling's a great way to go ahead and add supercharged training into your workouts. Reason being is you're going to be able to pull real aggressively, and guess what pulling is going to do? Yeah, pulling is going to go ahead and it's going to charge up your hip stabilizers, because that's what pulling does. Pulling comes from your hip, pushing comes from your trunk, like we always talk about. So I've got my band set up here to do some supercharged pulling. I'm going to show you a couple of different variations of how you can change that up. Alright, so we're going to take our hands and we're going to put them through the band. Now notice I've got my hands linked through the band so that I can really pull with my shoulder blades and not use my biceps to grip. That way I'm really going to have to emphasize scapular reaction. Okay, I'm going to go into a kneeling position because I got a pretty big load here. I've got double purple bands, part of my total fitness package that I always take with me when I train. And I'm going to just work on accelerate, bring it back. How quick can you move? Set, boom. So I'm holding it now. Hold, 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 recover. Set, boom. How quick can you move? And see, I'm focusing on really how quick can I pull. Now you can do it that way. Another way, I'm going to switch my legs, put it down, go half kneeling. I'm going to go alternating pull. Quick. Now there's 2 ways to alternate. You can alternate by pulling the other one as the other one's releasing, or you can let it come back and go alternating that way. Supercharge, we're going to go all at one time. So as this one's coming back, this one's going. Looks like this for 10 seconds. Set. Tighten your trunk. Quick, 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 quick. Come on. Move, 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 move. Done. Rest. Hit it again. Man, that is some supercharged pulling. And that's what we're talking about. So, 4 ways to go ahead. Supercharged training. That's part of the superhero workouts. Hey, you can bring that type of stuff in. But again, I'll reiterate, these are advanced training methods. A lot of people can do them because you're in bands. Bands are friendly. They allow you to supercharge pretty quickly in your workouts. Second thing is, all right, you can only do it with elastic resistance. Why? Because you got to have that ascending resistance. So there you go. Supercharged workouts, supercharged training for superhero training. All right, kind of a nice combination. Make sure you think about it, give it a shot, and then if you're looking for some really superhero type workouts, you know where to go.
Dennis Chighisola's The Nature of Our Game ranks with other high-level essays, authored by the likes of Gladwell, Percival, and Coyle. It's an in-depth study of our game, it's about the challenges players face in the heat of battle, and it's about the things that influence the way players need to train, both off and on the ice. Get it now, and be well armed to answer almost any question that arises about our game.
Far back in the introduction to this program, I said that I've greatly expanded upon the Soviets' idea of off-ice training. So it might come as no surprise to you that I have, for a very long time, introduced and perfected my playing system in either a local parking lot or in a gymnasium. Anyone who knows me also knows I can spend a good 10 or 15 minutes talking about the finer points of just about any given positional skill. So it just makes sense for me to relax and to do this without tying up valuable ice time. Be sure to get my focus video on the MP drill format as soon as it's available, because I'll go into great detail about a very unique way to teach and to tie together every element of a playing system. But for now, just take a look at these various age groups, moving from one phase of a simple system to the next. I and my coaches truly do get a chance to interact during these outdoor practices. There's even a chance for us to break down certain areas of the game, as in poke checking skills, deflecting shots, and again, so much more. And as in nearly every other flirt with off-ice training ideas, I'll suggest that the sky is the limit here. Then, ever searching for more and more effective teaching time, I've also mixed short segments of mental training into my coaching approach. Normally reserved for very elite athletes, you see here a group of fairly young kids resting while listening to a tape I've previously recorded. Put to soft, relaxing music, my script asks the kids to picture or visualize themselves performing a given tactic perfectly over and over and over again. While in Moscow, I learned that the Soviets had to come up with some alternative methods of training, purely because they lacked the indoor ice surfaces found in more affluent nations. And I thought, that doesn't sound much different than the plight of my amateur players back home. Sure, the rinks are here, but ice time is costly, if it's even available. And to me, training without ice was exactly what I and my eager young players needed to jump ahead of others. A huge extra benefit of cross-training is the fact that we coaches can use plenty of repetition without the danger of boredom. I mean, this group doesn't necessarily realize that these exercises are identical. Yet you and I know that the kids are enhancing the same skills no matter which venue we're in. In anticipation of Part 6, you might review the previous lessons while not totally determining a course of action just yet. For, as you'll soon learn, I use a certain method to ready myself for any upcoming program. There's nothing earth-shattering about it, but my approach does ensure I don't miss a single detail in my pre-camp or pre-season prep. The timing of that focus video is likely just right too, in that it should suggest some key areas for you to study or delve more deeply into. Call it your off-season homework, or a way to ensure you're as ready next fall as you hope your players will be. Good luck, enjoy, and surely I'd appreciate any feedback you could give me on this and any other CoachChick.com offerings.
Fast passes open gaps in the opponent's defense and create greater scoring opportunities. For this, precise passing is required. A lateral body position with slightly bended knees help to play a drag-it pass precisely. When receiving, the ball is taken in front of the body. Then the pace of the ball is absorbed with flexible hands. When passing the ball, the arms and hands follow through. For a direct pass, the ball is not trapped. It's directly played on. The ball is played closer to the body. Backhand passes are also used. The movement is identical to the forehand pass. The game situation determines the type and strength of the pass. The longer the distance between the players, the harder the ball must be played. To receive high passes, there are a variety of techniques, and the use of the stick or the body, without arms, hands and head, are brought in to help. The ball is slowed down with the blade prior to making contact with the floor. The ball is being controlled at the moment of floor contact. By covering the ball with the blade, the rebound is impeded. Raised passes can also be stopped with legs or feet. Higher passes will be stopped by the body. Let the ball drop off the upper body to the side to take immediate control. Many situations require a quick ball collection. In a short time, substantial space could be gained. If there's a defender close by, the ball is collected one-handed. The one-handed ball collection gives greater reach and makes getting away easier. Certain situations in a game do not allow flat passes. Lift the ball just high enough that your teammate can easily and safely take control of the ball. The pass should only be played high enough that a teammate can receive it without any difficulties. Fast breaks and wide transitions can be played using a lifted pass. The high passes, depending on the game situation, can be dragged or driven.
Hi there, it's Kim, Hockey Mom RD, and we have made it all the way to the letter I in our journey through the alphabet. And if you're like me, when you think of the letter I, only one thing comes to mind, that favorite summertime food, ice cream. And yes, ice cream does have some nutrition in it. Ice cream contains some protein, some calcium and phosphorus, which are good for bone growth, some potassium, which actually is an electrolyte, which you will find in your sports drinks, and some B vitamins, which aid in energy and help your body convert food into energy. Now, I'm not saying go eat ice cream every day. That would not be beneficial to your hockey game. But what I am saying is it's okay. You can enjoy some ice cream. Enjoy your summertime treat on non-hockey days. Because ice cream is rich in fat and sugar, you may feel kind of nauseous if you eat too much too close to ice time. So I always encourage all of the skaters that I work with to enjoy ice cream on non-hockey days or non-off-ice days. It can fit into your meal plan. You don't have to say no to ice cream throughout the summer. You can enjoy ice cream shakes, cups, and cones as a treat. Remember to keep it small serving if you can. A medium is okay. Enjoy your summer and be ready for the hockey season. This is Kim Lukhard, Hockey Mom RD. Happy skating till next time.
Hello and welcome to the Puck Drops Here podcast. I'm your host, John Crawford, along with my brother, Howie.
Howdy, howdy.
How you been, Howie? I know you've been sick.
Yeah, like I usually am all the time, it seems like. But
Yeah.
no, getting better. That's about it. Dealing with construction season right now here down by me.
I was going through, over the last couple weeks now, I was going through the free agency and the teams that I felt did the best and that I felt did the worst.
All right.
Okay. So, I know you didn't do any of that, but I want you to just kind of throw your 2 cents in as we go through. Okay?
All right.
And you can agree, disagree, or add on.
All right.
So I think the team that did the best and the team that you have to watch out for next year, which
I agree.
which I think will be very hard for me to because I've kind of already started my research for my predictions. I've already kind of started.
As though that's going to be accurate anyway.
Right, because you know how accurate we are here at the Puck Drops Here podcast.
I'm drawing from a hat this year.
Yeah, well then you're going to win.
I may, yeah.
I think the team that did the best was the Toronto Maple Leafs.
I would agree, but I still think they really need to shore up more defensively. But as far as playoff bound, yeah, I would agree with that. But
Okay.
I think to advance further in, I think they got to tighten up their defense more.
The next team I thought that did really well, and that it's not in order, I don't think, was Philadelphia.
I would agree, but I think as if they make the playoffs, they'll be a wild card team.
Except for this next one, which I'm going to mention because they're on one of my top losers, and I don't see them any better.
Oh, I could guess that one.
Oh, who do you think it is?
Vancouver.
Right. I don't understand what they did. They picked up Beagle and Roussel, They gave them both 4-year deals worth $3 million. Okay.
They lost the Twins.
They're maybe the worst team in the league next year. Maybe. I don't see them any better than they were. In fact, I see them worse than what they were last year.
I could see that. Although, to give them a run for their money, only one thing would have to happen. I think it would. If one thing happens, then this team will be the worst in the league.
Okay.
That is if Finn Beesbrook gets injured. The Rangers will be the worst team in the league.
Rangers I see as a middle-of-the-road team. So thank you all for listening and watching our podcast. And we will see you all next time when we bid you all adieu.
Okay.
This programming is brought to you by Local Video Magazine.